Good morning students, welcome to our next video. So in this video I am going to explain the coal handling steps. Okay, so in thermal power plant we are actually using a coal as a fuel. Okay, coal as a fuel. That's why I am going to explain its handling. There are actually 8 steps in coal handling. If I consider my thermal power plant, okay, so basically coal we are using as a fuel. So the coal is very important in terms of generating steam from the boiler. Okay, so we should know the detailed analysis of the coal. Okay, how it is handled in the particular plant, right? So let's start. So the first step in coal handling is the delivery of the coal. So what do you mean by the delivery of the coal? Means I need a coal for my plant. So what I do, I just do a deal with the coal mines, or if I am a government company, then what I do, I take the coal from my surrounding coal mines. Okay, so there are many coal mines. If I consider there are many coal mines in Maharashtra itself, so that coal is needed for our plant. So what I do, I take that coal and put that coal in my plant premises, right? So delivery of that coal is also important. So what do you mean by delivery of that coal? Means what is the way of transporting that coal up to the plant? So it can be transportation, means it can be through railways, okay, or ships or trucks, right, etc. So these are the common transports which are available, or through which we are going to deliver our coal at our plant. Okay, so the delivery of the coal is important. So in delivery we are actually taking the coal from the surrounding mines, or the mines which are nearby us, through which we are taking the coals at our plant location. So coal delivery is the first step in coal handling. Now second one is the unloading of coal. So if I am taking my coal up to my plant, then I have to unload also. That means I have to unload the truck or railways or other source of transportation, right? So we have to unload that coal at our premises, or the coal storage. Okay, so we have a coal storage in our plant, that I will deliver that coal I will get the delivery from of that coal up to my location. Then the next step is to unload that coal. Okay, delivery, then unload. Okay, so this is the second step in coal handling process, unloading of the coal. Then unloading to dead storage. So dead storage is nothing but a storage. A dead storage is nothing but a type of storage in which we have all the coal stored. Okay, the coal which is stored at that place. That what does that mean? We have all the coals from the mines we have collected in that dead storage. So according to the generation, we are actually storing that amount of coal in that dead storage. Okay, so all the coal storage is in the dead storage. Means we are unloading that storage in our dead storage. Okay, then what is the next step? Preparation of coal for boiler. So in boiler means before giving to the boiler, we are actually going to check our coal type. Okay, which coal is there, its size. So we are going to use some steps. So we are using first in this is the crusher. So there will be a crusher before proceeding to the boiler. My coal will come to the crusher first. Okay, it will crush the coal into fine powder or a particular size. Okay, fine powder is also used. Okay, that crusher will crush the coal. Okay, according to the requirement. Then the next step is the sizer. So as the name suggests, is a sizer. It makes the coal at a particular size, the required size for our plant. Okay, the type of or the size which we are preferring the coal at our plant, the sizer will make the size coal of the size at that particular size. Okay, so the sizer is also an important. Then we have a dryer. So dryer, as the name suggests, it is a dryer. So what does it dry? If any kind of moisture content, okay, as we know in the previous video also I have told that coal has a moisture content in it. So before proceeding or before giving it to the boiler, in boiler the coal is going to burn, right? But if I am transferring my coal to the boiler, what should I do? I first do is that I will dry that coal completely with the help of dryer. Okay, with the help of dryer, I am going to remove that moisture content inside the coal. So dryer is used. Okay. Then we have a magnetic separation. Okay, to cut. Okay, magnetic separation and separator. Okay, for cutting that coal, for cutting that coal. Okay, so these are the steps you should remember before I am going to use my coal in the boiler. Okay, before proceeding my coal to the boiler, I should do these steps. Crushing sizer, it will make the coal in a particular size. It will remove the moisture content with the help of dryer, and it will separate according to the size and according to the powder. If I am using a powder, if it is fine or it has a large molecules, then it can with the help of magnetic separator, it will automatically separate that coal size according to the condition. The next step is the transfer of coal. Okay, so in the transfer of coal, the coal is transferred to the location. Okay, so in transferring, what I am doing is I am transferring that coal up to the location with the help of belts, conveyors, etc. There are many other parameters also which are there to transfer that coal up to the location with the help of conveyor belts. Okay, conveyor belts will be there on which the coals are placed, and it is taking that coal from one place to other places. Okay, then that conveyor belts, through that conveyor belts, I am going to take my coals at outdoor and indoor location. Outdoor location and indoor location. Outdoor means outside ground. Okay, outside. Or dead storage. Okay, dead storage. So in this location, in outdoor location, what I am going to do, I just transfer all my coals which I have got with the help of conveyor belt. I am going to store in the outdoor location. Means there is a huge ground in which at that place I am going to store all my storage. Okay, with that storage, and also if I want to, let's suppose I want to generate my electricity. Today's my electricity generation, let's suppose, is 1 gigawatt. If I want to generate my today's or tomorrow's my capacity should be 1 gigawatt. So what I do, I'll just collect that amount of coal, the coal required to generate 1 gigawatt, that amount of coal in indoor. Okay, or it is also called as live storage. Okay, means this coal is that amount of coal which we are going to use in our plant for that particular day. Okay, I can also collect the amount of coal for 2 days or 3 days or 10 days or 1 month, and just collect that amount of coal in the indoor location. Means live storage. Okay, then the next step is the coal weighing. Okay, so this is also an important step in coal weighing. What I am doing is weighing that coal. Means weighing for this purpose, because it should not contain a moisture or a water. Means water inside. It does not soak the water. So if the weight of that coal, okay, coal is very high, that means it has a moisture content, a very large quantity of moisture content. So before throwing that coal inside the furnace, what I do, I just weigh my coal. If it is in the range, okay, if it is in the decided range, then we will just throw that coal, okay, inside the furnace. But I should check the weight of the coal before giving to the furnace. This is the reason. Next we have furnace firing. So in furnace firing, what I am doing is I am just throwing my coal inside my furnace. So in furnace there is burning of that coal. Okay, and in furnace there is a burning of that coal. So basically in furnace I am throwing all the one day's coal inside the furnace, and in that furnace it is at very very high temperature. So in that furnace I am actually burning my coal, okay, and generating that heat which we are going to use for our turbine. Okay, so the furnace firing has an arrangement to heat that coal. Okay, to heat that coal, it has a very high temperature. Okay, so these are the further steps: transfer, outdoor, indoor, coal, and furnace firing. Okay, now you should remember these 8 steps. Okay, 8 steps. Means this was the 8, 7. Okay, these are the total 8 steps we have discussed. Okay, and you should remember these steps, because this is how the way we are going to study this thermal power plant. And you should also remember this because you should know that how actually the coals from the mines is taken up to the plant, and how it is loaded, unloaded, and then it is transferred to the further sections. Okay, and how it is how it is prepared. Okay, so with the help of also I have said crusher are there, crusher, sizer, dryer. Okay, dryers are also there. Then we have magnetic separator. Okay, so these are the steps you should remember. Okay, so you should remember this whole handling on the 8 steps very clearly. Now I am going to explain the two important the important topic, that is boiler. Okay, boiler. So I just give a brief detail about very briefly explain what is boiler. So the first type of boiler, and there are 2 types of boiler. Okay, before proceeding, I'll explain what is boiler. The boiler is an equipment, okay, used in thermal power plant, and there are it is used in many other plants also. But in this plant, what I am doing in the boiler is I am generating a steam. Okay, as we know, we have cooker in our home, right? So we are if I am turning on my gas, then what happens at certain temperature, like 100 degrees Celsius, the steam starts to generate and it is released to the cock, right? So that steam we are going to use for our turbine, right? Turbine. So turbine has a blade assembly, and that steam, high pressurized steam, is imparted on that blade. That steam we are going to generate in this boiler. So boiler are of 2 types. So the first one is the fire tube, and the second one is the water tube. Okay, fire tube and water tube. As the name suggests, it is a fire tube. Okay, let's start with the first one. I just briefly explain. Okay, in detail I will be explaining in the next video, but you should remember what is fire tube. So let's suppose this is my boiler. So this is my boundary of my. Okay, so this is my boundary. Let's I will draw here. This is my boundary. On the boundary, I have these tubes. Okay, so these tubes tubes are made up of steel. Okay, so this is my let's suppose this is my tubes, and these are mounted on the walls of this boiler. So inside, if I am okay, this is my boiler. Let's suppose inside my tube, steel tube, okay, there is a fire. Okay, fire. I have used my fire here. Fire inside the tube. There is a fire. Then the surrounding will be completely water. Surrounding there will be completely water. Okay, so inside the tube there will be fire, and outside the tube there will be completely water. Okay, so this is the fire tube arrangement. Okay, fire tube arrangement. So what does the fire is doing? The fire is heating the tube, and that heated tube, steel tube, will extract its heat into the water surrounding, and that water is then heated up to 100 degrees Celsius, at which the steam starts to generate, and that steam is going to connect with the help of this external valve. Okay, so this is how actually the fire tube boiler looks like. Now the second one is the water tube boiler. As the name suggests, it is a water tube. So I just reverse this. Okay, inside the tube, steel tube, it is a water arrangement. Okay, water will be there. Water will be there. And outside completely there is a fire. Okay, there will be complete fire surrounding the tube. Let's suppose this is my fire outside the tube. So similar, so the operation is similar. This tube arrangement has complete water filled inside it. That water is heated at a certain temperature, and that heated water will generate steam, and that steam we are going to connect. I just impart that steam on my turbine. Okay, so this is the two types of boiler which are widely used. So there are advantages and disadvantages. With some disadvantages also there. This has to, and which is the widely used boiler, I am going to explain in my next video, and I'll do a comparison between these two fire tubes. Okay, with the its application. Okay, so with this in today's lecture I have covered the two topics, that is cold handling before in the thermal power plant, and the second one is the type of boiler. Okay, so I hope you understand this video. If you have any kind of doubt, you can contact me. So thank you for watching.